Okay, okay, sorry. I'm kind of getting the real prophets are young, okay, and but old, like they're wise beyond their years. They're old, like old. They have an old soul, and they're wise beyond their years. So the young prophets that claim to be prophets, the real ones, are old school. Okay, they're wise. They're traditional. The false ones, they may come off, they may look older, and they have a strict regimen, a regime of thinking. Like it's very militia. Okay, the false ones. You just gotta understand the difference between the two. Okay. Another thing is the something about the difference of status. Okay, your young prophets, the real ones, they may come from all different types of of different backgrounds. Some may be, politicians. Some may be youth teachers, youth counselors. Again, it's about young. Okay, and some may have a great background. They may come from wealth. They may come from poverty. I even getting it's like different social status here. But I'm kind of getting the ones that's claiming to be prophets, the false one. They come from old money, or they come from like trust fund, like they trust fund people. Okay, like they're wealthy. Okay, they come from a good well background, and which is nothing wrong with that. It's like, but these prophets they have the same, they all look alike. They have the same type of story. Versus the real prophets, they all come from all different walks of life. They're young in nature, but they're wise beyond their years. Okay, they know more than these false prophets. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting indication of old. Okay, it's keep referencing old. So these false prophets are very old. Okay, older, old. Okay, it's about they have gap in their story. Like, so whatever they're saying, like they may like reference the Bible or whatever, but it doesn't make any sense. There's like gaps. It's like fragments. It's like they're taking different pieces of the scripture and making it seem like it's a story. I don't know. It's just something about what they're saying doesn't make any sense. However, there's the true prophets know what everything means. They know what it means. Versus these people, they don't. They quote it, they recite it, they repeat it, but they don't understand it. So that there's the difference here. The real ones, the real prophet knows, they quote it, they repeat it, they recite it, but they know how to translate it. Okay? They know what it means. Okay? Difference here. These false prophets come off very, again, remember I said entitlement, like entitled, right? They could be very angry towards the youth, the young. They can be very condescending towards anyone that claims to be prophet, right? Or that claims to be intelligent and they're young or they're a woman. So they have a traditional value of these old school false, okay, these false prophets have an old school mentality where it's not like the young prophets. The young prophet is like more like traditional, but like conservative, if that makes sense. False prophets as well, but it's like they're old school in a way where they don't believe women should be working, or they don't believe a woman could be a prophet, or a woman should lead, or a woman is a priest, or whatever. they don't believe a prophet or God chosen are young. Okay, so they may be angry towards the youth. Okay, or they may have a dialogue or language, or their communication is like very direct or demeaning towards the youth. Okay, especially if it's a woman, gender, okay, inequality, or even race, culture. Here, if you come from different a lower background, they may demonize you, look down on you, like, no way, you're chosen, you're not one of us. God don't choose you. Okay, we're wealthy, so they have a really warped sense of they have a really warped sense of not understanding God. Again, they have a weird understanding of God. Their God that they envision, that they think is God, or what they deem should be God, um, is different. Is different versus the one true God. Okay, so they have their own definition of what God is or who God is versus the reality versus the truth. And the real prophet is going to come in and like tell people the truth and help people understand the truth. And they're going to demonize that because it doesn't fit their reality. It doesn't fit what their God that they believe in for so long, or that they respect, or that they want to believe in. So if they see these prophets coming with a whole different concept and a whole different perspective of what the one true God really is, they're like, no, that's not our God. That must be a false God here. So I kind of get it like that. So there's going to be punishment towards anyone that opposes their ideals of what God is. So they will try to punish these prophets, punish these spiritual leaders that's coming up, and they look young, they look completely different of what they believe God should be. So they're going to try to punish them, demonize them, ostracize them. Like, I'm not saying that word right. Basically, isolate them from society because they don't want them to be heard. They don't want them to be seen. They don't want them to even speak anything of God because it doesn't fit their mode. Okay, so it's like a back and forth here, but it's up to the people, it's up to the souls here to identify the one true God by the real prophets. For you to understand who the one true God is, you must understand His word. You must understand what His words were, what God was trying to tell us for so many years. Okay, there's many different biblical books out there that is of God's word. So those who are the true prophets knows and understand and knows how to translate the Bible. Okay, and many other spiritual texts. So those who claims to be prophets may quote it or recite it or repeat it, but they don't understand. It doesn't make any sense. They only can have their own interpretation.